Hi, English learners, and welcome back to Daily English Buddy. I'm Justine.
And I'm Alex, and today we are talking about something that confuses absolutely every English learner in the entire world.
That is right. Today we are talking about the differences between British English and American English. We are two countries separated by the exact same language.
It is a huge topic. When you learn English in school, you usually learn a crazy mix of both. You learn some American words from watching Hollywood movies and listening to pop music.
Exactly. But then your teacher uses a British textbook. So your brain is completely divided in half.
And then you travel to London or New York for a vacation, and suddenly nobody understands what you are saying. You ask for something simple, and people look at you like you are an alien.
Yes, the spelling is different, the pronunciation is different, but the biggest, most dangerous trap is the vocabulary.
There are normal, everyday words in America that mean something completely different, and sometimes completely inappropriate in the UK. And vice versa.
But do not worry. We are going to translate the most common differences for you today so you can travel safely. But before we start the lesson, please remember to grab today's free PDF study guide.
The link is in the description box below the video. The PDF has a massive cheat sheet comparing UK and US vocabulary side by side, so you will never get confused again.
You definitely need that PDF. Because, Alex, I believe you know that making a vocabulary mistake can ruin your reputation at work.
Haha, I definitely know that. But Justine, today it is your turn. I believe you have a story about a very embarrassing British and American misunderstanding.
Oh, I really do. This is one of my most embarrassing memories from my time working in London. It happened during my very first week at the office.
Your first week. That is when you are supposed to make a perfect impression on your new coworkers. What did you do?
Well, as we just said, I had learned mostly American English from watching American television shows. So, in my brain, the vocabulary was very American.
That is very common for international learners. American TV is everywhere. So you are in the London office. What happened?
There was a very senior, very serious British manager in my department. Let's call him David. David was a very strict man, but he always wore very stylish, expensive clothes to work. Beautiful suits.
Okay, David the stylish manager. Did you try to give him a compliment?
Yes. One morning, we were standing in the office kitchen making coffee. It was just the two of us. I wanted to be friendly and start a conversation. I looked at his outfit and I said, "David, I really love your pants."
Oh no. Justine, please tell me you didn't say that.
In American English, pants just means the long piece of clothing you wear on your legs, like jeans or a suit. I thought I was complimenting his expensive suit.
But in British English, pants means underwear. You complimented your senior manager's underwear in the office kitchen.
I didn't know. David turned bright red. He literally dropped his coffee spoon on the floor. He looked completely shocked and terrified of me.
I bet he was. He probably thought you were trying to seduce him at 9 in the morning. What did he say to you?
He started stammering. He stepped back and said, "Excuse me? My what?" And because I didn't understand why he was acting so weird, I made it worse.
How could you possibly make that worse?
I smiled and said, "Your pants, they look really great on you. They look very high quality. Did you buy them at the mall?"
You asked him where he buys his underwear. Justine, that is a workplace harassment violation. You are lucky he didn't call the police.
I know. He grabbed his coffee mug and ran out of the kitchen. He wouldn't look me in the eye for 3 days. He hid in his office.
Did someone finally explain your mistake to you?
Yes, a female coworker heard the story. She pulled me aside later that afternoon. She was laughing so hard she was crying. She whispered, "Justine, in the UK we call them trousers. Pants are what you wear underneath your trousers.
Trousers, yes, that is a very important distinction to make. I like your trousers is a nice professional compliment. I like your pants is a human resources disaster.
Exactly. I had to send him a very awkward email apologizing for my American vocabulary. So let's switch to teacher mode. Let's cover the biggest, most common differences between American and British vocabulary so our listeners stay safe.
Let's do it. We will start with clothes. As we just learned, in America, you wear pants. In the UK, you wear trousers.
And what about a warm, knitted piece of clothing you wear in the winter?
In the US, that is a sweater, but in the UK, they call it a jumper. If you say jumper in America, people might think of a child's dress.
Exactly. You wear a sweater in New York and a jumper in London. And what about the comfortable sports shoes you wear to the gym or for running?
In America, those are called sneakers, but in the UK, they are called trainers, because you use them to train your body.
That makes sense. Now, let's move to the place where you live, your home.
If you live in a set of rooms on one floor of a big building, Americans call that an apartment.
But the British call it a flat, because the rooms are all on one flat level.
And how do you get up to your apartment or your flat? You step inside a small metal box that pulls you up to the 10th floor.
Americans call that machine an elevator, but the British call it a lift. It lifts you up.
Right. You take the elevator to your apartment in the US. You take the lift to your flat in the UK.
And inside your bedroom, where do you hang your clothes?
In the US, you hang your clothes in the closet. But in the UK, you put your clothes in a wardrobe.
Now, let's talk about the city and travel. This is a big one for tourists who rent cars abroad.
Let's talk about the space at the back of the car where you put your luggage or your groceries. Americans call that the trunk.
But in the UK, they call it the boot. You put your bags in the boot of the car.
And what do you put inside the car to make the engine run?
In America, you fill the car with gas or gasoline. You go to a gas station. But in the UK, it is called petrol. You go to a petrol station.
And when you want to leave your car somewhere while you shop?
Americans look for a parking lot. British people look for a car park.
What if you were walking? When you were walking outside next to the road, what is the safe path for walking called?
In the US, it is the sidewalk, because it is a walk on the side of the road. Very logical.
But in the UK, it is called the pavement. Walk on the pavement, not on the road.
And if you want to take the train that goes under the city, in America, you take the subway.
Yes, but in the UK, if you ask for a subway, they will point you to a sandwich shop. In London, the train under the city is called the Underground, or the Tube.
Okay, now I have a very dangerous trap for our listeners. This happens in schools all the time.
Oh, what is the school trap?
If you make a mistake writing with a pencil, what do you use to clean the paper?
In America, you use an eraser, but in the UK, you use a rubber. You ask the teacher, "Can I borrow a rubber?"
Yes, but listeners, please be careful. In America, a rubber is a slang word for a condom. If you ask an American teacher for a rubber, everyone will scream.
Oh my goodness, yes. Never ask for a rubber in the United States. Always ask for an eraser.
The differences are so dangerous. Okay, let's finish with the most delicious category. Let's talk about food.
It causes so many arguments between Americans and Brits. Let's start with potatoes. If you take a potato, cut it into very thin slices, and fry it until it is crunchy in a bag.
Americans call those potato chips, or just chips. But the British call them crisps.
Now, what if you cut the potato into thick, hot sticks and serve them with a hamburger?
Americans call those French fries, or just fries. but the British call those chips, like the famous dish fish and chips.
So be very careful. If you order chips in London, you will get hot, thick fries. If you order chips in America, you get a cold bag of crunchy potato slices.
It is a total disaster if you are craving hot fries and they give you a bag of crisps. What about something sweet?
A flat, baked sweet treat with chocolate chips. In America, that is a cookie.
In the UK, they usually call it a biscuit. They dip their biscuits in their hot tea.
But in America, a biscuit is a soft, fluffy, savory bread that you eat with butter and gravy. Never dip an American biscuit in sweet tea.
English is so confusing. Let's cover one more category: vacations.
Yes, when you take time off from work to go relax on a beach, Americans call it a vacation.
But British people call it a holiday. I am going on holiday to Spain next week.
This is fantastic vocabulary. You know what we need to do, Justine? A quick mini role play.
Oh, I love the role plays. Let me guess. You are going to be an American tourist in London?
Exactly. And you are the helpful British hotel worker. Let's see how much confusion we can cause.
Okay, I am ready. Welcome to the London Hotel, sir. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I am having a great vacation. I just parked my car in the parking lot, but my bags are still in the trunk. Also, how do I get to my apartment? It's on the 4th floor.
Ah, I hope you enjoy your holiday, sir. I will have someone get your bags from the boot of your car in the car park. To get to your flat, just take the lift at the end of the hall.
Thanks. By the way, is there a place nearby where I can buy some sneakers? And maybe take the subway to get some French fries?
Yes, sir. There is a shop that sells trainers just down the pavement. You can take the tube into the city, and there is a pub next door that serves excellent fish and chips.
And scene. That was beautiful. We translated everything perfectly.
Yes, we avoided a major international incident. No one asked for a rubber or complimented my pants.
We did. And now it is time for the Buddy Rapid Fire Quiz. Listeners, play along with us and test your new vocabulary.
I am ready. Give me the American word, and I will give you the British word.
Question 1. I am taking the elevator up to my apartment.
In the UK, you take the lift up to your flat.
Correct. Question 2. I left my sneakers in the trunk of my car.
In the UK, you left your trainers in the boot of your car.
Spot on. Question 3. I need to buy gas for my car, so I will park in the parking lot.
In the UK, you buy petrol and you park in the car park.
Yes! Question 4. I want to eat a cookie and some French fries.
In the UK, you want a biscuit and some chips.
Perfect. Final question. This is the most important one. In America, you wear pants on your legs.
In the UK, you wear trousers on your legs. Please do not compliment someone's pants at the office.
You aced it! A perfect score. You have successfully passed your daily English buddy translation test.
Thank goodness. And if our listeners want to feel confident traveling to the US or the UK, do not forget to download the free PDF study guide for this episode.
Yes, please grab the PDF. The link is right there in the description box below the video. It has the complete side-by-side list of American and British words, plus the school trap.
And before you go today, head down to the comment section and answer our question of the day. Which version of English do you find easier to understand? British or American?
Let us know in the comments. We would love to know which accent and vocabulary you prefer. Remember to subscribe to the channel for daily English lessons, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us on Daily English Buddy. Watch your vocabulary, enjoy your holiday, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.